Next up on the podcast, we have Medium.
Designed by Danielle, Deley, Lindsey, Sherwood, and Nathan Thornton. Artist is Sarah Kelly, and published by Greater Than Games.
So in Medium, you're going to be working together with the player to your left and the player to your right. You two, each team, you're going to score points in between you. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most points as a team, those two players are going to win. So you technically have two chances to win. The whole game is about trying to make a psychic link with one of your teammates and say the same word based on some other things. So here's how it works. You're going to sit around at the table, and you're going to have a handful of cards, depending on the number of players you add into the game or whatever. And each card just has one word, and you will have a hand of 6 of these cards. Now, say it's my turn, and the player to my left is Eric. In this case, Eric's going to choose one of his cards from his hand and put it face up on the table. Pick a word, Eric.
Bear.
He picks bear. And then I'll look through my hand of cards and say, what can I get, or which card can I play that will allow us to say the same word? So maybe I'll pick forest. So I'll put forest down, and now we have bear and forest. We think about it in our own heads. There's no discussion. You can't talk about it. And at the same time, when we're both ready, we're going to count down from 3. We're going to say 3, 2, 1, and then say the medium. The medium is hopefully going to be the exact same word for both of us. So let's try this, Eric.
Oh, man.
Are you ready?
Do bee.
Do what?
Honey and bee.
It's honey and bee. No. Bear and forest.
Bear and forest.
We got ourselves in this situation. Bear and forest.
Okay.
All right. Ready to count down?
Sure.
3. We got to count 1 through.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. Camping.
Camping?
Well, I mean, you camp in a forest, and sometimes you see bears.
Right.
Yeah.
So we didn't get it right, but if we did get it right, we would get to pick one of the tokens from the first guess pile, which is worth 5 or 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really a right, but if you just happen to say the same word, it's...
Yeah,
that's right.
Right. You don't have to be right. We could both say tomato, and if we, obviously didn't cheat,
but
and talk about it beforehand.
What actually happened is you said camping, and Eric, you said...
Hibernate.
Okay, so obviously not
Round 2.
the same.
Yeah, so round 2. Now we'll take these 2 words. Now, much like every other word game, you can't say the same. You can't say the words that have been part of this situation. So we can't say bear. We can't say forest. We can't say camping. We can't say hibernate or anything that includes that. So, Eric, hibernate and camping. Ready?
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Sleeping bag.
Oh, there we go. We worked out. Even though he said sleeping bag, I said sleep. So we both got sleep. We got it right. We'll now take a token from the second guess pile, which is worth 6, 5, 4 or 3 points. If we got a third try, we would get 2 or 1 points. So it's, and that's it. And you just go around the table. You keep going until you go through 2/3 of the deck. And then at that point, you would have, in the beginning, shuffled in some of these little crystal ball cards. Once all 3 of those come out, you play till the end of the round, and then you count up points. Before we do that, though, it is worth noting that everybody has, or if you want to play with this, everybody has 2 special abilities. One of them is a psychic link, and the other one is a mind meld, or maybe they're just called mind melds. One of them just allows you to get rid of all your cards and draw new cards. The other one, though, is called psychic link. And if you think, if Eric and I were going and we said, forest and bear, and maybe George or Matt was thinking, oh man, I really think they're going to say this word, you can jump in on the first guess. You can't do it on the second or third, but it'll allow you to try to get points off of their turn, so they'll join in as well. So if Matt flipped over a psychic link, he would say a word with us on that first try, and as long as he matches with one of this, he will get the points from the first try pile as well. If you don't use any of your mind melds, there were 2 points apiece. And then that's it. You just play until you finish the rounds, and then whoever has the most points as a team, those 2 players will win the game. So,
yes. What recently happened with the sleeping and the sleeping bag, this has one of my favorite rules in a board game ever. Because
be cool.
The rule just
be
says,
cool.
Be cool.
Be cool.
If it's close enough, it's close enough. Be cool.
Yeah. Be cool. Realistically, if I said sleeping and Eric said hibernate, that was probably close enough.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be cool.
Be cool. I would let it go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had that, and we had another rule. I think it might have been in the game, and that was keep it moving.
That's a rule, yeah.
Is it?
And I think another rule is one that you guys weren't doing properly just now. You're supposed to look each other in the eye to establish the psychic link.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know if you had to do all that.
we're like staring at the camera. It's hard to turn my head to the side.
That's why you didn't get it
Right.
initially.
You know, the one thing that you said earlier was you don't have to be right, and that's absolutely true because we had a situation where
Oh, you're going to talk about it.
we're gonna bring it up, Matt.
Okay.
We're gonna bring it up.
I wasn't going to do it.
It's being brought up. Basically, I was playing with one of our friends, Sean, and he flipped out a card that said Voyage, and I flipped out a card that said Flower, and we're totally thinking Mayflower.
I
So
thought it
was
was flower and ship.
no, it was Voyage.
It was Voyage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Voyage in Flower. So, you know, we're thinking Mayflower. So it's 3, 2, 1, Christopher Columbus. And we're high-fiving all over the place. And Matt's like, no.
Matt and I are looking at each other like, what just happened?
So historically, we got it wrong. However,
Completely.
You were on the same link, though.
we were psychically
yeah.
on the
You were
same wrong
psychically
path.
wrong
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, we were. And that's all that matters.
That's fine.
It's amazing.
Yep. We played this game so much. What do you think about this, Eric?
No, you know, I liked it a lot. I will say that I think the downtime for
It's
I forgot-
abysmal.
Yeah, I forgot how many players we played with. I think more than 6.
Recently, I think we had 7, and yeah,
Like I think the box says like 3 to 6 or something.
we had 7, and then one time we had 8.
Okay.
I think it's a 4 and 5 player game.
Right, yeah, maybe like a 3 or 4.
No, not
Yeah,
3.
maybe
You have
5,
if you're
I
playing
don't know.
3, it's not even. I mean, you're having fun at 3,
Right,
but
you're
you have
always
two,
in it.
You have 2/3 of the chance to win.
Now I think they can do one small change and maybe incorporate more interactivity with those that aren't being the 2 that are guessing, and that would be everybody to like just write down what they would put, and if they match with like one player,
Isn't
then
that
they
the
get 1
psychic
point.
link?
Well, mine's different. You do it every round instead of
Yeah.
Well, if you have 8 players, sometimes it was 15 or 20 minutes before it was back to your turn, and that's why
Yes.
the game felt like it kind of dragged on, and
It can go long.
it was a long game for what it is, because at that player count, you only played 1/4 of the game. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, we didn't even complete the game, and we stopped early. It was such a long game,
Right.
but it was still very enjoyable because
But
you
actually,
talk about the answers that people give.
Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
about the 8 player game we just played.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, even at that, it was still fun. It was ruckusy, and we ragged on each other and all that. But after that happens for a while, an hour in,
yeah.
yeah, it was like, okay, we're
Yeah.
we're
An
moving
hour-long
on.
party game is kind of like, okay, especially when only 2 people are actually doing something at the time.
Right.
Right.
I'll sort of piggyback on your house rule and say that I absolutely agree with you. I think that a house rule for this one, if you have that many people, everyone get into a group chat on your phones.
Oh,
Right. And then the people who are actually doing it don't get to look at their phone, obviously. But then everyone else types out what they're going to say, and then they hit enter at the same time.
or just get a board that's dry erase or something. Write down what you think that they're gonna say. Everybody reveals, and once they said it, if you match with for like one person, you get 1 point. If you match with both people, you get 2 points. And as long as you do that,
I don't even know if you need points, just to have something to do while it's going on.
all right.
It's
Yeah.
still fun.
Yeah.
When we were playing, Kat and I were signing to each other because you guys don't know
Yeah.
sign language.
Cheat.
Yeah.
We were playing every round. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I see
So
what you're saying.
that keeps you in the
Involved.
game, even
Yeah.
or involved, even when it's not your turn.
Yeah. Well, like 2 things that I would like criticize it most for is that one, those special powers are cool. One of them is great, the psychic link. The other one that just lets you draw new cards, meh. I mean, it didn't add anything. I mean,
Which
yeah, no.
I will say, if you have nothing,
there's situations, but
right. If you
it's
have
not
nothing,
worth dropping 2 points to do so.
No.
That's
Not that
not
the game's about
necessarily
points.
True.
Not that it's about points.
Because you're dropping 2 points. Like if I have nothing that I can play that matches your card to get some kind of connection between us, I might sacrifice 2 points to get 6 more cards.
Yeah.
So that would give us a possibility of
Yeah.
getting 5 or 6 points.
You could, yeah.
Or if I play the card I have right now, it is unlikely that we would match together.
I
So in
gotcha.
those cases, I think there's a use for them, but we didn't use them very often.
Either way, it'd be cooler to have like a stack of these cards, like have a bunch of them, and then you get to draw one if you either don't complete a round, like if you're guessing with somebody.
Like
Yes.
a catch up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or even if you get like it on the third try, because that's only like 1 or 2 points instead of like 6. So it'd be cool if those were used as more of a catch-up mechanism.
I do
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
And especially if all of them are interactive, like the Psychic Link, where you get to interact with other players on their turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's an expansion for the game which has another card that has
there?
a power.
It's called Second Sight.
Second Sight, yeah. And
Yeah.
I believe the power that comes with that one is that you play the card, and then the 2 cards that the other players have put out, you get to exchange one of them for one of your own. So you're like,
Mess
oh,
them up.
no, that's easy. No, you get,
Yeah.
Oh, there has been
spider
times
kite or something weird.
There's like, oh my goodness,
It's like
so
hammer and screwdriver.
No, that's pretty easy.
easy. Yeah.
Well, tool, but like what?
But then you exchange
Right.
it with
You're
like,
like,
spider.
oh no, yeah,
Right.
spider.
Or whatever.
Yeah, hammer and spider, dead.
Okay, that's still easy. So I don't know. Maybe not that.
But the other thing I was going to say is that the card should really have a couple of different options on each one.
It's crazy that they have one word on each card.
One word, like 8 times. But
Right.
Mhm.
in
Down
talking
one
about
side, down the other
But you
side,
can
in the
play
middle.
it different ways, Tim.
that's
Right.
true, you can. You can get massively creative with these really slick dry erase cards. At this point, you should just write your own down. But which is actually kind of interesting that this game didn't come with blank cards to make up stuff.
Make your own.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't really see the necessity for it to be in categories. Like there's
Oh, actually, I was gonna talk about that. So for a party game, I thought, which I didn't read the rules or anything. You guys set it all up, but it seemed like there was unnecessary setup and teardown by pointing out all these decks that supposedly goes better together.
Yeah, there's like 15 decks, and each one's like 8 or 10 cards. I can't remember. And you have to pick one deck of cards for all the players minus 1. So if you're playing with 8 people, you got 7 of these card decks, and you shuffle them together. And I guess it's supposed to make the words kind of in the same realm of stuff.
Yeah.
We played mock-ups of this game before we had it with
Random cards.
what was the game? When I Dream.
Yeah, you could use any cards you want. I honestly do think that the reason they did that is so that there was a reason to buy the game, But there is a reason. The game is amazing. Support the designer.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Absolutely do that. It's a wonderful party game. But honestly, those special cards that you use and the having categories, I think someone came up with this great idea for a game, and it was like, oh yeah, but nobody needs to buy that. And then okay, well here's how we deal with that.
Yeah.
Hate to say it, but
we
honestly,
have to make the deck out.
this is such any set of nouns, and there you are.
Yeah, I will say we basically print and played this game for many, many times. And I liked it so much that I bought it because, at that point, I think that you should support them if you're playing it that much.
Yeah, it is a brilliant game. It's a great party game.
The only reason I am okay with buying the expansion, one, because it comes with that other special ability, but it comes with just more cards. Like,
is it just the one special ability?
it's that one. It's like 8 copies of that special ability,
Okay.
and then like 8 more decks of cards.
Yeah.
And if they did not fit in the base game box, I would not buy it. But now that I read that it does fit, I'll buy it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's cool to have more cards, but they could have put 2 words on every card,
Yes.
and you have
had the choice.
a massive amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Which is why we use the cards from When I Dream.
yeah, because it has 2 on each side, so
Yeah.
there's 4 total on each card.
Yeah.
But if you like the game, definitely buy it. It is really fun. It's a great party game. Although I'm not sure I'll bust it out with that many players again. That was crazy.
No, I've seen people say that when you have that many players, have 2 players, 2 pairs going around the table on opposite sides at a time as well.
Oh,
Okay.
but you're gonna miss stuff
You're
Yeah,
gonna
you
miss
do
out.
miss
You are
stuff,
gonna miss
right?
out. It
Mhm.
is really fun to discuss what just happened.
and make fun of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
What?
What were you thinking?
Where'd
Yeah.
you get raisins from? I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this one up. Anything else you want to add,
No.
Matt, George, Eric?
I really liked it.
Cool. I want to see an expansion with a ton of special abilities, catch-up mechanism.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. It's called Fake psychic. Just start making stuff up. Palm readers. I don't know.
As
Anyway.
opposed to like a real psychic. Okay.
That's fair. Anyway, that is medium.